everybody, it's Uncle Scott. Welcome back to the QwerkyReax channel. And what a week it's been. To be fair, I'm recording this before seeing yesterday's premiere of Ren. So I'm recording this earlier in the week, but as promised, this is us getting to hear Makie's music. You may remember her from Wednesday, and if you don't, you should go back and watch that video because she was awesome. But let's bring her back in. Makie, welcome back.
Thank you so much.
I'm pretty honest with everybody and tell them that, like, you know, we do these things in bulk. So we record one right after another.
I was going to say, should we go change our t-shirts?
Yeah.
So it looks like we're on Friday.
So I have one guy on the channel. He's a regular. His name's Tim. And he insists, because he's a theater guy, like, we record an entire week's worth of videos in one session. And I'm wearing the same shirt for the entire thing, and he insists on a wardrobe change. Insists. And I'm like, okay,
I really
buddy.
wanted one, but I didn't say it.
Oh,
until now.
She tells me in the middle of the record, guys, like, I'm a directing tyrant. No, you will do it now.
Okay, fine.
So you had a lot of fun listening to Ren, which is how I brought you onto the channel for the first time, right?
I had no idea what I was getting into.
Which we love.
Yeah.
Which we love. And there's a chance you're going to come back and listen to some more Ren with me, right? Because I know everybody's going to want to know about that.
Yeah.
Sweet. So, I mean, you heard it there, guys. She's committed now. But so what we're going to do today, though, is something I've always wanted to do on the channel because I think it'll just be so much fun, is to react to someone's music. And as we said in the first video with Makie, if you guys didn't see that, she does write and sing and perform her own stuff. She has music videos. Like, what's your channel? I'll link it in the description, Makie, but just, can you say it for everybody?
Makie, I think it's YouTube Makie Music.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm so little thing here. So I, a few years ago, started a lifestyle brand called the Late Bloomer Crew. And I've got a song called Bloom Wild, and our whole theme is it's never too late. So I recently just performed and called ourselves Makie and the Late Bloomers, which I might be switching some of my online presence to combine the two.
And really quick, because I don't think it's been mentioned in the last video, or it definitely hasn't been mentioned in this video yet, your last name is Bloomer.
My last name is Bloomer. So,
right, so there's the tie-in, guys.
There's the Late Bloomers, Makie and the Late Bloomers.
See?
It's coming. It's, you know, the art and creativity is always evolving.
Yep.
Right? So
it's all very punny. I love that you did that, though. When I saw that, because I think I saw it on something where it said like the Late Bloomers. I was like, oh, that's smart. Like, that's just smart.
Right. And you know how you tag your videos? What is it that you say?
I say, don't wait for life to be easy to be happy.
Yes. And so I always have to feel purposeful in my life and my creations. And with the Late Bloomers, I just want people to know that it's never too late, you know? And one of my latest songs that I released, we're not going to listen to that one today, but it's called Detours. And we all have these big detours in life, right? They take us, sometimes they lead us to our destiny, or sometimes it's just an opportunity to grow, but you can always circle back to your dreams and it's never too late.
That's awesome. I love that message too, because which we didn't even get to talk about this because we just kind of jumped right. Guys, we had technical issues when we first tried to connect today and tried to do Hi Ren, and then we're going to do this video. And the technical issue was, as you guys would probably guess, Scott's an idiot. And my mic was off, and that's why she couldn't hear me. So after 15 minutes, she was like, did you check your mic? And I went, yeah, duh. Nope, it's me. It's me. So yeah, that happened. Great way to reconnect with someone you haven't seen in decades.
I mean, we played charades.
We did. It was like,
we hadn't seen each other in a while, and we played charades
successfully too. Like, you got it right away. Yeah, it was pretty good. But anyway, what I haven't even like kind of told you yet, Makie, is because I directed the commercials for Bugs Ruin Everything. That's what we first cast Makie in. And I've directed some other commercials after that and some music videos. But what I'd always wanted to do was be a filmmaker. And 2 years ago, I wrote and directed my first film. It was a short. I want to put that out there right away. It wasn't like a feature. It was a short, and it was a short. But it did pretty well on the festival circuit. Like won awards at World Fest Houston. Got into Cannes shorts, like, and was nominated for best drama there. So like, it had a little, groove behind it. All of that is not me being braggadocious with you. That's just updating you because that's stuff we've talked about before. But also from what you just said, like it was me realizing, like, listen, at the end of this, we all end up in a box. So
why not do it now?
Yeah, make the best of the time you got before you don't have the time anymore. So
exactly. And if life happens to be long, we're only at the, we've got a lot left.
Right.
Right.
So, and we should act accordingly. Act as if there is that long road ahead of you.
Yes.
And wouldn't you rather, like you said, wow, I can't believe this is going to kind of fit, but take that detour, like to do the thing that you really want to do instead of just going along the same path you've been on this whole time, thinking that eventually you'll get to it. Like, don't let eventually be never.
Right. Or don't feel that it's too late.
Right.
And you're like, oh, well, I'm too busy. I'm too old, too whatever. Absolutely. It's not true.
Look at us with our little, what?
Well, just like the Ren video, right? He's got
right.
This voice telling him, don't do it, blah, blah, blah.
And him like understanding and acknowledging, like, no, I'm a genius. Like, I'm going to do this because I know I can and I know I'm good.
Yes.
So just let me do it, bro. That's what he's saying the whole time. What I was going to say is look at us with our positive podcast to start this video. I love it.
I do too.
But let's get into your music. I'm super stoked for this, for real. What are we going to be listening to? Here, I'll pull it up. It's called Star-Crossed Lovers, right?
Yes, I thought you might really enjoy this video just because you are a filmmaker. My friend Dylan Paff directed this, and I think you'll appreciate it.
Awesome. Should we just jump in? Is there anything we need to know about the song? Any like backstory to it, or do you want to do that afterwards?
Maybe after.
Love it. Love it. You are the personification of just press play.
Let it speak for itself.
All right, here we go. This is Star-Crossed Lovers by Makie, who's joining us for the reaction. Can't wait to do it. Here we go. That's a dope shot.
Star-crossed lovers.
That is what we
are. Lost in covers, reaching from afar.
So first things first, where was this? Was this shot in LA?
It was. Yep. So this shot here is Malibu, and the forest scenes are in the Angeles National Forest.
That's what I was just about to ask. Where's these forests? Because this is a beautiful shot.
And there happened to be some random chickens. I don't know if you noticed them, but it was kind of perfect.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Okay. Also, I love you had me right at like the very first few notes. Like that was dope. Like it just had that. That's why you heard me go, okay, let's get right into it. I love it. You just hit it right away. That's awesome. All right, let's get back into it. Sorry.
Okay.
Haunted thoughts and stolen dreams make sullen tears and hearts that plead. Do you even know I love you so? If I could steal a kiss, I'd show you how. Though you will never mind how it hold, I could be bold, take you
Chicken. So is it like kind of intentional that this is kind of like a wedding dress that you're wearing?
That actually wasn't really discussed or thought about, but
Oh, okay.
this is what I love about art and music and film is it can be interpreted in so many ways.
Yeah, because that
it's fun to hear your interpretation.
that's the vibe I was getting from, like, I'm looking at it, I'm like, okay, like I love the outfit, especially these shots. I'm not taking away from any of the other shots, but I'm saying a lot of these like solo shots on you, especially with the backlighting, the shot that he had just before where the light was like perfectly coming through your hair. I don't know who your cinematographer was, but that was some great shot selection right there. But this just gave me very like wedding look vibes, and I thought since it was star-crossed lovers that maybe there was like a
wedding that didn't happen.
or that there was subtext there is what I'm saying. Like, right? I didn't know.
Yeah.
But that's dope. I also the other thing I was going to mention was, have you ever seen, there's a music, do you know the actress Emmy Rossum?
I know the name.
She was the lead female of Shameless, the US version of Shameless, that series on Showtime. Okay. And she was in the movie Mystic River for a little bit. She's the victim. Anyway, she also sings a little bit. Was she in Les Mis? I can't remember. Anyway, she sings too, and she did a music video called Slow Me Down. Okay. And in it, she has one of those same shots, except I think she's wearing a red dress, that was like of you on the rock with the water behind. And I was like, oh my God, that was like parallel shots in my brain were just like, I just thought it was cool. So I tend to see random things like that because I can't get certain like images out of my head. But this is dope. I also really love the vibe of the song. I don't want to forget about the music because I'm into the video. But I dig like the kind of trying to find the right word for it, because it's not like melancholy. It's almost like it's like trying to be light while being emotional about something, if that makes sense.
Yes. Yeah. So, and an interesting thing about this, and I wanted to look this up quickly before we chatted when we were deciding which video. And so I can't tell you the exact hertz, but so we normally record and produce music at like, now I'm going to say something wrong, like 44 hertz, right?
Right.
And then Saul Simon McWilliams, who produced this track with me, he's like, I saw this really neat study where water is reacting to different music at different hertz levels.
Okay. Yeah,
and so we tuned it back. We like turned it back to what actually makes a beautiful
like ripple
in water, right? And our bodies are 70% water.
Yeah.
So you might even be reacting to that. And you
don't even know it. That's dope. I like that.
So I'm going to have to get the exact information. We could put it below.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Just something interesting.
Yeah. This is see, even here, like, it's like, why is she in a wedding dress near the water? Like, that's just kind of how I first took it. Anyway, I'll stop. Like I said to you in the last video, I tend to talk a lot when I'm excited about things. So
I'm glad you're excited.
Here we go.
Empty talk and promises make desperate fears, and through all this, do you even know I love you so? If I could steal a kiss, I'd show you how. Though you were never mine to have and hold, I could be bold and take you. Do you even know I love you so? If I could steal a kiss, I'd show you how. Though you were never mine to have and hold, I could be bold and take you. Would you speak low if you spoke of love? If that was enough, would you be mine? Could you undo what we know can't be undone?
There's a really cool thing that you guys just did there, which was like kind of like a flow change in the song, like you changed like complete like beat structure, and like it would be called a flow change in rap, where they go from like, you know, double rapping to like a slower syncopated rap kind of thing. So I noticed that, but then I love how, and I don't know if this was, you know, the director choice or an editor and you choice or whatever, but I love how you switch to you kind of doing different stuff in the video too. Like you're kind of skipping and jumping in that same beat structure of how you just switch the flow, if that makes sense.
Right. Yeah.
So I don't know if that was intentional. If it wasn't, it's just a really awesome, happy coincidence, but I love it. Like that's
And
really
you,
dope.
I don't know if you noticed, but some of this sunset stuff above the water is actually reversed, like playing backwards at times.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, now I'm rewinding so I can see that. That's how that goes.
Would you speak low if you spoke of love? If that was enough, would you be mine? Could you undo what we know can't be undone?
I think it was earlier.
Oh, okay.
We've got more is what we take a leap of faith.
That's dope.
Do you even know I love you so? If I could steal a kiss, I'd show you how. Though you were never mine to have at home, I could be bold and take you. Do you even know I love you so? If I could steal a kiss, I'd show you how. Though you were never mine to have at home, I could be bold and take you.
Nice ending shot too. Is this is on Spotify, right?
It is.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, we'll put those links below too.
No, yeah, for sure. That was dope. I really like that song too. Like
Thank you.
I wish I could. It's so hard for me when I'm seeing new videos, and I have someone to talk to about it, to not be like, so how did you shoot this and how did you shoot this? Because like that's where my brain goes to. Where
Right.
I'm sure there are some people on the channel. Forgive me, guys. It's, you know, it's not my main wheelhouse. Is who are like, no, I want to hear how she like composed this or what she was thinking of when she wrote it. But I did say we would talk about that after the video, so I will ask, like, what was the impetus? What was the inspiration for you to like write this song? If you can feel like you can share that.
So this song came to me standing in New Jersey at a bus stop, waiting to get into the city, New York City. And I was just transitioning from living in New York and New Jersey and about to move to LA.
Okay.
And that transition also was a transition of relationship. So
Both
there
with
you go.
city and person.
With city and person. Yeah.
Totally get it.
Uh-huh.
It's so cool how some stuff can, like, how art comes out of people when things like that happen, though. Like how you can just take like life experiences and just be like, it's kind of like cathartic, isn't it? In a way to like write it down.
It's such a blessing to have that as a coping mechanism. You know, I don't know how some other people do it, right? I go throw
I
some
do.
paint on
Drugs.
a canvas. I let's not do that. Let's write songs and make movies instead.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I didn't mean hard drugs, guys. I meant like, you know, because when I was really down, I definitely took a lot of weed because I don't smoke. So I ate a lot of weed because I just needed to like be in a different headspace. So that's what I meant. Don't anybody come at me. I'm not suggesting we do hard drugs. No. Please don't do that. Anyway, I digress. I really loved, like I said before, I love the flow switch, but I love what you guys did. And I don't know, how did that come to be, where you decided to overlay in the last like quarter of the song? You really decided to overlay some kind of like minor harmonies that were in there, which I believe was still you.
Yes.
But it was just like layered.
Yes.
Right? is when you were writing the song, was that always the concept in your head? Could you already hear that, or is that something that came after as you were like putting it together and doing the actual?
Yeah, I have to give all that credit to Saul. So when I write, a melody and the lyrics come to me,
Mhm.
and then I work with someone else who is very talented and gifted at the composition and the producing and the arrangement. But you know, we sit there and talk about it, and it really comes to life while we're doing it.
Okay.
Um, and we wanted to have this kind of ethereal, synthy sound. Um,
Ethereal is such a good word for how it felt. Like for
right?
real. Yeah.
And you can feel that. You can feel the
Yeah.
emotion of it. Um, yeah, just kind of like that weird transitional space in life, that emotional transitional space,
Yeah.
um, and how
How,
that feels musically.
how much like just a little bit back to the film production of it. How long did it take you to shoot it? Was it like days of shooting? Was it all in one day? Like, because you're in multiple locations, so I'm assuming it was at least a 2-day shoot.
2 day shoot.
Mhm.
It was all going to be in the forest, and the second day, we only had a permit for the first day. You'll appreciate this. We went back a second day, and we got kicked out. So then we ended up in Malibu at Stephen, the DP's, fabulous DP's grandparents' house, had a house in Malibu. And we came up with this entire other storyline, which I love that happened. You know, Bob Ross says happy accidents, or,
Yep.
you know,
Yeah.
and that also in life, right? Everything happens for a reason. And I love that we got those two parallel storylines. You can interpret it how you will. Um, but you've got kind of this whole like lost boys in the forest
Right.
with this woman, and they don't know what to do with her, and but then you also have like a lost man who with this woman who maybe doesn't know what to do with her. um
Yeah, that's cool.
it worked out really nicely.
So, but then the original, it's interesting that you say that, and like kind of insider information, because obviously, if you're watching the video, you wouldn't know that that's how it went down. So the
Mhm.
original, for lack of a better term, storyboard of the video was all taking place inside the forest,
Mhm.
and was the guy part of it? So it was all just like you and the Lost Boys kind of thing, with like.
Yeah, and that's more Dylan, the director, and I'm like, I love his work, and so I'm like, yeah, let's do it. You know, I love collaborating with people.
Yeah.
I'm not one of these people that this is my vision and this is the only thing we're going to do, because I believe things are so much more beautiful when everyone collaborates.
Right.
Yeah. So
Wow.
Colby, who plays the guy, he was there helping, and he's like, and Dylan was like, "Do you mind being on camera?" He's like, and then Steven, the DP, gave him his shirt, and there we were. Yeah.
Oh my god, I absolutely love that kind of like, guys, for anybody watching this, you have to understand when you're trying to do like film productions, especially low budget film productions or music video productions, which I've done a few, like, and even like some commercial stuff, like the commercial that I had Makie on had actual funding behind it, and it was still low budget. Like it was still like we were still trying to find things and like do things on a whim and everything else. So
Mhm.
when that stuff happens and you just find the moment of being able to be like, oh, we can make this work. Like that's what producers do, and that's what creatives do. They find a solution. It's like, we
Yeah.
got to figure out a way to make this work, because we're not going to let Makie down, and we're not going to not get the video done. So what's the answer? Hey, you come here. Come here. Yeah, I don't like that. I like your shirt. Put your shirt on him. Yeah, that works. Yeah, go stand over there and like dangle a thing in front of her. It'll look great. Just trust me. Like, that's so great. I love it when stuff like that happens.
Yeah. And the stuff that I wore, I just happened to have on earlier that day before we got into costume. So it worked out.
And you didn't need a permit. You just did it, like shot basically right next to this guy's like grandparents' house. Love it.
Mm-hmm.
Love it when a plan
Mhm.
comes together. Um Well, that's really cool. So this is another thing. One of the reasons I was really excited to do this type of dynamic where I react to it, like with the artist who created it, is like no one would have ever known that that whole second Malibu location, which is really pretty, which is where the syncopated thing happened that I was talking about, not syncopated, flow switch thing happened that I was talking about, like, which added this whole other dynamic to the video, wasn't even supposed to happen. Right?
Right? Now you know.
See, inside track, guys. Inside track. That's what I like it. I like it.
And there's always a story like that. There's always,
which is why I think
little...
it's so cool to do it this way. Because like and only the people who are there are going to know that. Like, because it's, unless you get like interviewed at like a TV station or something and they decide to dive down deep and don't do superficial stuff, that's like the only way you find out. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like I
love shows like this.
Yeah. And I feel like that's why like that part of it is the kind of story that you'd hear if you were friends with you and they were asking you about like, oh, what happened on your last music video? I was excited to see it. And you're like, oh my God, you wouldn't believe it. We lost our location the second day. We didn't have a guy. So I grabbed the guy who was standing there. Like, it's just, that's dope. I love it. I love it so much. Makie, thank you for introducing us to your music. I think that's awesome. And guys, in the comments, show Makie some love.
Thank you.
We're gonna list all of her stuff so you can find her if you want to. You can find her on Spotify. I'll put the YouTube channel on there as well. I will also, like I always do, and I will also put a link to this video on there if you want to watch it again without me stopping it all the time. And hey, like if there's more from Makie that you want to hear, you got to let me know. We'll bring her back. I can convince her to do it again. I'm very convincing, guys. Very.
I'm already sold.
She's like,
I'm already in.
Well, I hope you enjoyed it. I asked her right before we started recording whether it would be like awkward to have someone react to your thing like while you're watching it with them. And she was like, I don't think so, but we'll see. Like,
we did it. I loved it. It was great.
We did it. So yes, I hope it wasn't too painful for you, Makie. It wasn't meant to be. It was meant to be fun.
It was fun.
And like I said, guys, let me know in the comments you want to hear more, see more from her. If you're missing any information that you're trying to find on her and I haven't put it there, leave it in the comment and we will get it back to you in some way, shape, or form. Also, gonna bring her back for more Ren. You heard her at the beginning of the video. She's committed now. And we're definitely going to do the tales first, but I'm also going to read comments from the last video from Wednesday and see what else you guys want her to hear next. So Makie, thank you again for doing this with me. It's really great. You're the inaugural one on my channel. I hope I get to do it with you more.
Yeah.
And I hope I get to do it with more artists along the way. But this was a lot of fun for me. Gets me back to my interviewing roots. So I really appreciate you. And to all of you on YouTube who made it this far, you know I appreciate you. You made it to the end of the week. Pat yourself on the back if you haven't already, because if you made it, you made it. And that's all that matters. Weekend's ahead. I hope you enjoy it. But before you do, remember, don't wait for life to be easy to be happy.